Hey everyone, it's mekklord. So you've seen the title of the video, and assuming that you haven't clicked it just to leave an angry comment and then dislike the video and then leave and then unsubscribe, I am assuming that you're here because you're curious about my perspective on the topic that I'm about to mention. And I want to be reassuring first and foremost. I'm not here to scold you. I'm not here to try and sound like I'm better than you. I'm just here sharing my thoughts as someone who reasonably was in your shoes a couple of years back. A couple of years back, I was, one of these anti-SJW kind of guy that really hated these darn feminists and gender and stuff. So I've moved past this point in my life, and I think other people should too. And I'm here to hopefully help bring this to the very reasonable Yu-Gi-Oh community. Another thing that is also very important for me to mention is that my objective with this video is not to drown out the trans people's voices. There are a lot of trans creators in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and I do not want to pretend like I know better than them, because I don't. But my objective is to reach out to my audience, which is you guys and gals and non-binary pals, through this video, and I feel necessary for me to do it because I've seen a content creator, Yu-Gi-Oh content creator, promote some rather disgusting assumptions regarding trans people, which I am not fond of at all. And I come from a position of privilege, which means it doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with my life or that I don't have the right to complain or anything that some right-wing pundits may have convinced you that it meant. But it does mean that as a cis person, as someone who is not trans, I will never experience transphobia. And as a result, I have the privilege of never having to experience this kind of particular discrimination. I can still experience discrimination in other ways. Lord knows I'm French, and a couple of years on the internet have done massive damage to my psyche. But as a cis person, I feel like it is important to his disposition in order to, discuss it with my fellow cis people. So hey, thank you for tuning into this video. I promise I'll show you something very cool at the end of it. So first and foremost, in case you're lacking context, a recent policy change for Yu-Gi-Oh announced that intentionally misgendering people is now susceptible to getting, sanctioned, basically. If you go to a YCS or a WCQ or a large Yu-Gi-Oh event and you intentionally misgender someone, you can get DQ'd, you can get penalized, as you should. 2 points very important here. First and foremost, the word intentional that I keep repeating. This is very important because a lot of people's immediate reaction have been, but what if I accidentally misgender someone? And it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it happens, We've all misgendered someone, and the best thing to do about it is to just, apologize and move on. Case closed. Nobody's gonna get DQ'd for that. Just insane. I mean, that's fear-mongering, kinda. The second point I want to mention is that this change in policy has already been enacted in previous events. That is thread by Eva Jolene, which I'm showing here, I guess. Not really good at setting up. And which I'm going to be posting in the description. That basically tells her story of being misgendered at an event accidentally, not non-maliciously. And she acknowledged that, it sucked, but the event was continued to just go normally, and everything was fine after the judge corrected her opponent. It's completely fine, Is it something that's already been in place? It's only, been made official recently. A lot of people also went like, oh, but this could be abused. You can just claim that your opponent misgendered you in order to get a free win. This isn't gonna happen. Like, this is also fear-mongering, in my opinion. And the reason that I know that this isn't gonna happen is because you can already technically do this, Nothing is stopping you from going to a YCS or a WCQ or even UOTS and be like, hey, judge, my opponent called me a racial slur or any kind of slur. They called me the N-word. They called me the F-word. And this is bad and you should DQ them. And what's going to happen is the judge, which has been present the entire time, and bystanders, which most likely, you can have some on your side, all the liars like you, but there's also a bunch of people who are going to be like, no, that never happened. And what's going to happen is you're going to get sanctioned for lying, for just because this is an attempt at abusing rules. Think of it this way. If this were happening in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, you would hear about it. Now, when was the last time you heard about someone scumming up a win by pretending that their opponent disrespected them, called them a slur, or even assaulted them? The answer is never, because that does not happen. Because the sanctions for this kind of behavior are just too real, and people aren't gonna try their luck. Another point that I want to mention is I think it's really potentially unintentionally, but kind of malicious to consider that trans people are out there to get you. The idea that trans people could be using misgendering, even accidental, in order to scum up a win is simply disgusting to me. It's appalling, really. There's something that some of you might not know about trans people, but trans people are people. They're just regular people. And some people are nice and other people are not nice, But most trans people, just like most people, are really chill and really cool and really nice and really sympathetic. I remember when there was this controversy regarding, I forgot her name, I think it was Jada, a Yu-Gi-Oh content creator who happens to be trans, but also said some really disgusting stuff on stream. A lot of people are really quick to jump to the conclusion that all trans people were this toxic and nefarious and bad. But that's not the case. Trans people are just people who do not identify as the gender they were assigned at birth. That's simple as. And last but not least, for the people who act like this is just a drama that does not need to happen, I agree. I don't think this is an important change as far as what it means for cis people. I think that for trans people, it can be rather comforting in the midst of very aggressive anti-trans legislation in the United States and the United Kingdom, seeing that the company responsible for what is possibly your favorite card game actually cares about your gender identity and making sure that it is respected. It's kind of nice, that can be appreciated, and this is a really nice gesture. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I wanted to say on this topic. And just for the sake of clarity, if you don't fully understand, trans people gender identity, nobody really does. There are, people who know more than you and I do, and I encourage you to check out these people, check out their works. I could give some pointers that have personally helped me understand this community a bit more, if you'd like. But there's no shame in not fully knowing or not fully understanding, and nobody's asking you to fully understand, If someone tells you that their favorite pronouns are it, rather, that's fine. You don't need to understand that. You can be like, okay, fine. And I think we need to come to terms with the fact that we don't understand everything. That happens all the time, and this is fine. However, if you are an openly transphobic person, if you decide that you are going to be intentionally misgendering people or sending harassment towards trans people, I invite you to go fuck yourselves. You are not welcome in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. You're not welcome in any community. And I think the world would be a better place without people like you. That's basically all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching this video. There's going to be a Duel Links video coming, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow. It's not going to be worth the wait. But I've recorded this video after the Duel Links video, which is why my share is broken. I have to use a new one. And why my lighting is good. As for the really cool thing that I promised you all, okay, this is a Magic the Gathering card called Thassa's Oracle, and it makes you win the game instantly. That's it. That's the video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to always treat people around you with empathy, care, selflessness. I think that's really important. I think we live in a world that is encouraging us to be more selfish. I think there are a lot of voices and influencers out there encouraging you to act selfishly and without caring for others. And my response to this is no. We are stronger when we are together, and the world is made better through your empathy. So don't ever give that up. Don't ever give up your compassion. Even if you end up being nice to the wrong people, it was not for nothing. So thank you once again for watching. Be kind always. And if you're transphobic, fuck you.